Great point. Okay, wow, we got a lot of questions now.
Do
All
what?
right. What if you have an underactive thyroid? What are the herbs and the lifestyle changes that you'd recommend for that?
Okay, so if you have an underactive thyroid, first of all, you want to look at a couple of things. Are you short or are you tall? Because there's what's called the pituitary gland that controls the thyroid, parathyroids, the adrenals, and everybody else. So a lot of times, especially if you're short or tall, that's a pituitary problem. You can see the suppression of thyroids from the pituitary gland. So we have a formula called the endocrine gland formula that addresses low thyroid function. But whenever you see, so I want to go back to something very simple for everybody to understand. No matter where I'm looking at your thyroid, I'm looking at your heart, I'm looking at your liver, I'm looking at your lungs, I'm looking at your ovaries, I'm looking at your testicles as a male. What I see is the same thing everywhere I go in the human body. A bunch of cells that creates tissue, that creates the organ or gland, right? And then I see two fluids that these cells have access to, only two. One is blood, one is lymph. So ask yourself, what are these two fluids for? Blood is always kitchen and always alkaline. Your blood has to be 7.4 or death is imminent within a few minutes. So your blood is your alkaline reserve. Your diet is your blood is a product of your diet. And then, of course, the byproducts of cellular metabolism, cellular respiration, cellular activity is always acids. They have to be removed. You don't dump acids back in the blood. That's what your lymphatic system's for, and that's your sewer system. Your kidneys and your skin are your eliminative organs to this system. Your spleen is the way the blood cleans its waste into the lymphatic system. Your gallbladder is part of the lymphatic system. That's what hydrolyzes lipids. And your lymphatic system is a lipid-based system, not your blood. Your blood can't deal with lipids like that. Your blood is a water-based system.
Mm, wow.
So it's simply understanding those two things. So when lymphatic system backs up in the heart, in the thyroid gland, it'll suppress it, but then you'll get nodules, and then you'll go from hypo to hyper. Hyper is just the same problem.
Mm.
Hyper is easy to take care of, just hyperthyroidism, all these things, goiters, stuff like that. You'll see on our next YouTube. Here's a guy that just went on a fruit diet. Look at that goiter, almost gone. And we got a lot of people like
Whoa.
that. These are just tumors.
And
It's
what did
all
he do? He went fruit.
with
And
fruit
how long
diet.
did that take?
I don't know. I have to ask him. It wasn't too long at all, really.
Whoa.
But we've had a lot of people with big goiters. That was a small goiter, but we have, you got goiters out to here. And that's all lymphatic problems, not blood problems. And there's only the two. So think about how simple this is. There's only two sides of chemistry. There's only two major fluids that deal with the cells, and everything else is cells. I think I couldn't be more simple to understand. And foods have the same way. Foods are either alkaline or foods are acidic. So foods that are acidic are meats, grains, beans, pasteurized dairy products. And of course, you don't want dairy products after age 6 months or a year at the most anyway. And think about this in high proteins, right? Mother's milk. Mother's milk is almost 8% carbon. That's sugar, right? 3% or a little more is lipids. That's your lymphatic system. Then protein. Mother's milk is less than 1% protein. And yet all these baby formulas were real high in protein and low in sugar. That's why they took them off the shelves, because all these baby foods were causing NEC, necrosis of the bowels of our babies. You can't
Mm,
you can't consume acid foods and think you're going to be healthy. That's ridiculous.
yeah.